general session of the Franklin County Board of Commissioners. We will start this morning's meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Crowley.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, as we continue honoring Black History Month, a couple things. First, I'd like to start this morning's meeting with, in remembrance of the Reverend Jesse Jackson, and with a moment of silence. I know that folks on the dais would all like to say a word, or some folks on the dais would like to say a word about the Reverend Jackson. And I don't want to take too long, but I do want to make mention of the fact that I had a handful of occasions to meet the Reverend Jackson, and he was all that you guys think that he was. I met him for the first time as a young man, as a 24-year-old kid, in 1988 when he was running for president. And I had, it was kind of a special time because it was just myself and my boss and the Reverend Jackson and one of his folks. So it was a very small audience in a small room in Cleveland. And then had a couple times over the course of the years. And then the last time I saw him was at Mount Hermon, and he was speaking, and I was sitting in the front row with my young daughter, who is now 29 years old at this point, but she was, I don't know, that was trying to remember when that was, but she was young, and he pointed me out and called her out, the fact that that I brought her with me, and he was just a special guy. He was all that you would expect that he was, and he left a little bit of an imprint on me in the times that I met him. So, I think before we have a moment, well, I guess let's start with a moment of silence for his passing, and then I'll let the folks on the dais say what they'd like to say. Thank you. We'll start with my colleagues, but I know Prosecutor Faber wants to say something as well. Commissioners?
Oh, go ahead.
I got a funny story, but
Okay.
I defer to you all.
Okay.
Yeah, so for me, I didn't know until I walked into my office this morning and turned on the TV and saw of his passing, and I was just like, oh, wow, like, it stirred up emotion in me because I was 7 years old when he ran for president, and for me in my lifetime, it's, one thing to hear about civil rights leaders and not know them or them being alive during, your time and upbringing, and he was one that I could see and that I could hear, and who motivated me and my family, and just an icon for me in the civil rights movement and all that he stood for and wanted to bring change and civic engagement, and wanted to see even Dr. King's legacy or the legacy of other civil rights leaders that came before him, whose shoulders he stood on, and want to continue their legacy. And so I think it's just a profound loss for us and for our nation. And I hope he's resting well.
Thank you, President O'Grady. I too want to join what I think will be millions, of course, around the world recognizing a true and great leader. Most of us, for me, I was born in 1971, and so just a little bit after the civil rights movement, if you will, the time span. And so most of what I know about the civil rights movement are things that I've read or seen in the news or in depictions, documentaries, et cetera. And over the course of a lifetime, I've got to experience people like Jesse Jackson on so many different levels. but he stood out as something very unique. A person that was authentic, true to his core for the rights of everyone, not just African Americans. And his mark changed history, changed the world. The first African American to run for president, but not the first, but actually, but he was the first nominated, and that's a big deal for those who've never been part of the nomination process of the national parties. My wife serves in Congress with his son, and I've gotten to know John a little bit as well. And what I respect most is the father that he was. I've got to know several of his children who've served in political office throughout the course of history. And the true representation of our work in this world is the legacy that we leave when we're long gone. And I think that's reflected in his family legacy and the foundation that he's contributed to. I'd be remiss if I didn't also recognize that, since we're honoring the Divine Nine, I should say that he was a member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and a proud and upstanding member too. Let me just conclude by saying that, when someone like Jesse Jackson passes, I'm often reflective of the things that they've done, but it makes me double down on what I have to do. And so I challenge us all to not only reflect on his impact and the legacy that he's left, but think deeply, whether you're white, black, male, female, gay, or straight, think about what you can do to build on that legacy. What will the next generation see from our collective work? Not many of us will be able to stand up and stand in the shoes of a great one like Jesse Jackson, but what we can do is we can put our own piece of cement in the foundation of that legacy so that it lives on, and that the next generation is even better and stronger than we were because of people like Jesse Jackson. And so I'm honored to have met him several times in my life and just say that he was authentic and true to the core. May he rest in peace.
Madam Prosecutor.
Thank you, President O'Grady, and good morning to everyone. Like many of you this morning, I was heartbroken to hear the news of Reverend Jesse Jackson's passing. There are so many words we all could say about this towering figure he was in the ongoing struggle for civil rights, justice, and human dignity. I think about how hard it must have been to keep going after watching Dr. Martin Luther King be assassinated right next to him. But where others saw despair, he saw duty, carrying the torch forward and refusing to let the movement lose momentum despite his profound grief. He founded organizations and mobilized voters, advocated for economic justice, and even ran for president of the United States, not once but twice, expanding the political imagination of what was possible for Black Americans. And in 2008, the man from Chicago who once dared to run watched with tears in his eyes as Barack Obama gave his victory speech in their hometown. It's poetic. That moment was not just historic. It was a testament to seeds planted decades earlier by leaders like Reverend Jackson and Shirley Chisholm. And even in his later years, despite declining health, he never stopped showing up. He marched during the modern-day civil rights movement, standing alongside young people in the streets during the Black Lives Matter protests, reminding us that the fight for equality and equity is far from over. His presence alone was a bridge between generations, a living reminder that progress requires persistence. A few weeks ago, I had the honor of delivering a keynote address on MLK Day, and where I reflected on something I've been hearing from people recently, many people saying that they're tired. And my question to the audience at that time was, tired from what? Reverend Jackson spent his entire life in the fight. He was resilience personified. He endured setbacks, criticism, political losses, and personal health battles. And yet he kept going because he understood that justice is not a sprint. It is a lifelong commitment. And how fitting that today we are all here in our letters representing organizations that we pledged a lifelong commitment to, organizations that work to serve our communities through things like voter engagement, policy advocacy, scholarship fundraising, and sometimes simply assisting those in need. Much like the Divine Nine, Reverend Jackson's legacy lives on not only in the history books, but in the courage we gather when the work feels heavy. Today, we honor him not just with our words, but may we find the stamina he modeled and carry the church on in this fight, as faithfully as he did. I extend my deepest condolences to the Jackson family, who I know will carry on his legacy with integrity and strength. May he rest in power.
Administrator Ward.
Thank you, President O'Grady, Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator. I had an encounter with the Reverend Jesse Jackson that I didn't anticipate ever happening to me in life. I was a legislative staffer in Ohio Senate, and my boss at the time, the late Senator Ben Espy, said, "You got an assignment." And I was the kind of person, whenever he gave me an assignment, I knew I had to get this assignment done and not give long explanations or excuses as to why I can't get it done. So, but anyway, he said, "You need to go to Don Scott Airport and pick up Reverend Jesse Jackson." And I could have just passed out. I was like, "What?" I'm going to pick up Jesse Jackson. So I, along with a few other staffers, I'm the lead person, of course, I'm the driver. And we picked him up, and I'm just like in awe. And I try not to be starstruck. Even then, I try not to be starstruck. But I'm like, I'm in the car with the Reverend Jesse Jackson. And I'm like, I want to call my mama and let her know that I'm with Jesse Jackson. Because he was one of the, she admired him and had dreams, and I learned later on dreams and aspirations that I would be somebody that could have the type of presence where I speak and people listen. And she said that a few months ago, but it was just hearing him and the people that he called on our trip from Don Scott to the State House just blew my mind. These were people that picked up the phone and he was talking to him. So it was just one, I never thought that in my life that I would have an encounter like that where I'm responsible for getting Jesse Jackson to the Ohio State House. But he was a man that just stood for so much, and as far as inspiring anybody that's in public service. He was hope, which President Barack Obama later, hope was something that Jesse Jackson stood on. Keep Hope Alive, the Rainbow Coalition, images in going to Memphis, Tennessee, and looking at the Lorraine Hotel, where they were standing on that outside of that room and knowing that Jesse Jackson was one of the men out there along with the Reverend Abenaki, and others will be moments that will ever be burned into my brain. But it's all about standing up and having something to say when it matters. And we need to do this in these day and times more than ever. We need to stand up and speak. There is no benefit in silence. And I'm going to leave with this quote from Martin Luther King, Jr. In the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Thank you. Thank you, President O'Grady.
Well, thank you, everyone. Certainly a more than a generational figure with a long-lasting impact on the lives of all Americans. All right, so as we continue honoring Black History Month, it's time to recognize the lasting legacy and the impact of the Divine Nine. The 9 historically Black Greek letter organizations that make up the National Pan-Hellenic Council. For generations, these organizations have advanced scholarship, service, leadership, and civic engagement, strengthening communities here in Franklin County and across the country. It's our privilege to welcome this morning Adrian Moore, President of the Columbus chapter of the National Pan-Hellenic Council, to share remarks to help us celebrate their continued impact. Yes, please. If you need to raise the podium there on your right-hand side, there's a button you can raise it up a tad.
So you're saying I'm vertically or not vertically challenged?
You see the little button there? Yeah, there you go. Raise the whole. There you go.
I'm gonna put on my jacket because I woke up this morning and found out my little cockapoo had a good time with my jacket.
It happens.
Good morning. First of all, let me say thank you to the Franklin County Board of Commissioners for acknowledging the D9 and MPHC, and we thoroughly appreciate the opportunity to come before you all. And thank you for the years of support that you have given and the years of support that you will continue to give. We are greatly appreciative, so thank you. On behalf of MPHC, I serve as the president of MPHC Columbus, and it is a daunting but beautiful task to be able to bring all of our organizations together. Here in Columbus, we actually have about 15 chapters that make up our MPHC, during the year we have several pivotal programs that we do to try to support our community in Franklin County. Of them, one which is our Teen Summit, which we had last weekend, where we brought in about 300 or so young people and gave them workshops on life and growth and creating their own brands and things of that nature. We also do a Divine Nine at the end of the year toy drive where we give families in our different communities an opportunity to enjoy Christmas in the way that we would. So that's a fun thing. And we also have a huge Unity week where for a week in July, we celebrate all the great things we've done throughout the year for MPHC. Can I have, for a brief moment, all of my my Greekdom people stand up for me? If you're here representing D9, please stand. Let's give them a round of applause. These are the folks that keep us grounded. Anything that comes through Columbus at this point, there needs to be human capital or wisdom. It usually comes through the D9 in our black community. A lot of our, as you can see, our constituents and our leaders are sitting here. This is where it happens at. This is where the rubber hits the road. And we're just happy to be a part of Columbus and the growth of Columbus and begin to actively engage in things that are meaningful. Not just things that be parties, but things that are meaningful. Voting registration, voting drives, you know, blood plasma, that they'll make us do to, let me think of some more, to cancer research, all the things that are pivotal in our communities that affect us all. We are very proud to stand in the gap of organizations and be there in numbers to be supportive of it. So we're just happy to be here, and thank you again for allowing us to take your time of your meeting to be here. We're greatly appreciative again. They told me to stand here after I was done.
Oh, you don't know, you might want to run.
Want to run for office?
Please.
Okay. Thank you, President O'Grady, and to my frat brother, Adrian. Thank you so much for your words today. The only thing I would add is that Black Greek letter organizations were started as a result of kind of how this country was started, that black folks were often excluded from being able to be a part of the collegiate experience from other fraternities, so we started our own organizations. And since just about every leader you can think of, from Kamala Harris, Barack Obama was actually not, but just about every leader you can think of belonged to one of those Black Greek letter organizations. And I think, you know, what I appreciate most about all of them is the lifelong commitment to impact that we all have. It's something that we share, we all believe. I recently went to my wife is an AKA, and went to her college for their reunion, or homecoming, what it was. And, you know, they were, you know, strolling and doing all the things. And I thought to myself, it was beautiful to watch, because I know what we're all looking for is to belong to something that is bigger than ourselves, something that every day you wake up, you know you're a part of, and you know that it has meaning and implication, that's serious, that's important, and that has impacted the history of this great country. And that's something that we all represent and all stay committed to. So I'm grateful to be a member since 1993, my sophomore year in college. I mean, you had to say it like that. She was like, "Oh wow," you know, like, yeah, I get, yeah, 93.
So, Commissioner Boyce, not to,
No, please,
I'm
I'm
spring
done.
87.
I mean, you didn't have to throw it down like that, Adrian. I mean, I
Now,
know.
Just to add to it, and thank you for adding that, but this year we celebrate our 35th year of existence here in Columbus. And our goals or things, what I say our theme, our mission is that we are stronger together. We are stronger together. So thank you for sharing those other insights.
If I may, President O'Grady, thank you, President O'Grady. As a proud woman of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and as your county commissioner, I'm grateful for the work of our local NPHC. The Divine Nine, we don't just talk about service. We live it every single day. Through scholarship, leadership, and advocacy across our community. From mentoring our youth and supporting families to uplifting neighborhoods and encouraging civic engagement, our impact reaches far beyond our individual organizations. We are helping shape the next generation of leaders and showing what unity with purpose truly looks like. So thank you for your commitment to the NPHC. Thank you to everyone who's here wearing your letters. Thank you for collaboration and for continuing a legacy of excellence that strengthens our county every single day. Thank you.
Please, TCA business.
I thought it was a good thing, Commissioner Boyce, that
Oh, the
1993, spring 97, it was the decision of my youth.
97? Okay,
Yes.
Yeah, a little young
New
there,
Fight Chapter,
young for me,
yes,
but you know,
yes.
I got you.
Yes, thank you so much for being here. I really wanted just to make sure, I think everyone has covered a lot of things, but I really wanted to touch on, you know, our organizations are great. We do a lot of great work generationally. Jesse Jackson said something in one of his speeches, I believe it was during the Democratic Convention in LA in the 80s. He said, I've spent most of my life shedding light in dark places. And I think that's what we do. And I think he was talking about advocacy. And I think one of the things that our organizations have always been on the strength of is being advocates. And right now, and some of the things we're experiencing, I am so thankful to be a part of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and being a part of the D9 family, because I know we will show up and encourage and advocate in the areas where there is darkness. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Please.
Well, since we're throwing out dates, spring '03, Epsilon chapter, the Ohio State University. Seriously, I think that anytime we talk about Black History Month and specifically D9 organizations, I feel that there is sometimes a disconnect with audiences if they have never had a true encounter with Black Greek letter organizations, and if your experience has been limited to just undergraduate experience, that it could be reduced down to, well, that's a college thing, you know. And several times on the dais just this morning, it has been mentioned that these are lifetime commitments and that these organizations were born truly out of necessity, not even only just because we didn't have places that would accept us, but because the fight before us was so incredibly important. And I think about the fights that we are fighting right now against poll taxes and voter miseducation, all of our organizations were pivotal in making strides to ensure that each and every one of us, where you were black, white, male, or female, would have the right to be able to vote. And that is because of the incredible work of these organizations. And so I am a proud member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and an even prouder member of the D9 organization, who continues to see this moment and individually and collectively are making decisions to meet this moment and these people where they are at. And that's important, because we can't just rest on the laurels of our founders or what our pro-fights and those things. We have to meet the need of today. And I'm very proud to be a part of organizations that are doing that work today. So thank you for being here, sir, and for committing both to your organization and to MPHC.
Thank you.
President O'Grady.
Please.
Thank you, President O'Grady, Commissioner Boyce, Commissioner Crowley, Prosecutor Faber, and members of the county administration and county staff. And thank you all for being here this morning. I think, as it's been stated, once it's important, our date of initiation is important to us all. We all remember those dates. But one thing I want everyone in here to remember is the work doesn't stop. The true test of a member of any of the Divine Nine organizations is how long they stick to the task. These organizations, I'm a proud member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. The Columbus Alumni Chapter has been doing work in this community for 104 years. That is a true testament to consistency and making a difference in this community. And as Commissioner Boyce said, sometimes you in awe when you think about the true giants that have come out of these organizations over the years, and those diamonds that may be an undergrad student right now that is going to go on to do great things that we don't even see today. So I encourage everyone, civic engagement, public service, a commitment to achievement, brotherhood, sisterhood, all of those things that these organizations stand upon. It's not limited to a day, it's not limited to a month, it is a lifestyle. And when you wear these letters, you represent more than just yourself. You represent a legacy that goes back to people that were in positions where they went through great risk in order to found these organizations. So I just want to say thanks to everyone. I want to thank all my brothers that are here in the audience, that are members of this organization that I work arm in arm with each day as we try to make Franklin County a better place to live, work, and play. So speaking on behalf, unfortunately, our poll, Mark Irvin, was unable to be here with us all, but speaking on behalf of my organization. So thank you.
Adrian.
All right, and thank you all again. And Indian, we are here to serve, and we will continue to be impactful in the communities that we serve. Thank you all again, and be blessed.
Well, I'd like to say thank you for all the work that all of you do on behalf of the residents of Franklin County, and thanks for everything. All right, so next, we are also joined by special guests near and dear to my heart to recognize February as American Heart Month. As many of you know, heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States, and what is sometimes less talked about is that women, especially Black and Hispanic women, are at a greater risk for heart disease and stroke. Joining us to share more about American Heart Month and how we can all improve our heart health are representatives from the American Heart Association, Diana Briggs and Nancy Tobby, and Franklin County Public Health Commissioner Joe Mazzola and Don Turnage.
Don't be shy. Come on up.
Good morning. Thank you, President O'Grady. Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. Good morning, everyone. Joe Mazzola, I'm Health Commissioner of Franklin County Public Health, and just appreciate having a few minutes to talk about the importance of this issue here in Franklin County. I'm going to be very brief. I'm going to turn this over to Nancy Tobey, the Executive Director of the American Heart Association of Central Ohio, but I want to just call attention that we've now been able to really highlight this every year for many years now. And because of the work of the American Heart Association leading the Franklin County Hypertension Network here in Franklin County, we've made significant advances here in improving the health of our community, particularly in the area of blood pressure control. And Nancy will probably talk a little bit more about that. But it's because of the collective work of that hypertension network that we here in our community continue to address this. And Franklin County Public Health is really proud to be a partner in that work. And we want to, again, thank the commissioners for highlighting this. As you mentioned, Commissioner O'Grady, this is the #1 cause of death in Franklin County. So we are particularly very concerned about not just that, but of course the disparities as well. So at the Health Department, we're very, very focused on that. We're going to continue to work with our partners. And so I'd like to invite Nancy Tobey, the Executive Director, to say a few words about their great work. And it's because of their leadership that we're making improvements here in Franklin County.
A shorty, so we'll see how that goes. Again, and thank you, everyone, and on behalf of the American Heart Association, I would just like to thank Health Commissioner Joe Mazzola, thank you, President O'Grady, and to the entire Franklin County Board of Commissioners for recognizing February as American Heart Month. This month shines a light, again, as we've mentioned, cardiovascular disease is our #1 killer, claiming more lives than all forms of cancer and accidental deaths combined. And so when we look at that, and it's highly preventable, since we were founded in 1924, we've made great strides, but we continue to see that people are not recognizing cardiovascular disease as their #1 health threat, and we continue to remain steady on being a relentless force for a world of longer, healthier lives, so it's because we believe every person deserves the opportunity for a full, healthy life. We are honored to continue to do our work together alongside Franklin County Public Health to raise awareness, provide education, and access to care. And again, big thank you to Commissioner Mazzola for leading the charge as we're looking at identifying opportunities to reduce blood pressure. We're really focused on elevating the life's essential 8, which are those health risk factors and behaviors that we want everybody to help control and look at. And we are continuing to provide preventative care for the residents here in Central Ohio. Again, when we look at the work we're doing, we have, through our collaboration with the Franklin County, Hypertension Network, we have been able to, save thousands of residents and help them provide sustainable health changes. And again, we're so grateful for the collaboration amongst many, many, many community organizations. But today, I'm honored to be standing alongside an amazing champion who many may recognize, who's also playing double duty today, I think, representing both organizations. But Dawn Turnage is with us today, and she really is a true champion. She has her own personal journey as a stroke survivor, but also continues to be an advocate for the American Heart Association, helping us to provide policy changes and bring awareness and education. So I'd like to turn it over to Dawn now. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, commissioners, for opportunity to be in here. I just want to take you through my day and what that day looked like. The day that changed my life, the day that actually showed me that things can change in an instant. See, I was at home, I was getting dressed, I was on my way to work. And I will say, prior to that, I had been going through a lot of stressors have been in my life. And just recently had a divorce at the time. My dad had passed away. Someone on my caseload, I was working as a social worker, she committed suicide, and Mom did. But I kept on pressing through, because that's what we do, right? We keep on pressing through. So I went to work this day, and I was at the computer, and my vision was blurry, and I really didn't know what was going on. But you know what I did? I said, I just got to go to the eye doctor. There's nothing there. And I was exhausted. I was tired. And then it was a tired that you really just could not explain. But I was also in a workout challenge, and we had to beat. We say the word challenge, especially, among the Divine Nine. We have to win, right? So in that workout challenge, I was exhausted, and I said, okay, I'm going to chug this Pepsi down. So that's what I did. I chugged the Pepsi down, and I just needed that to boost me up. But as I continued on, it wasn't that I, didn't care about myself. I didn't know what was going on. I just didn't know what was happening to me. But I knew that I didn't have time, that's what I said, to see what was going on. So I'm driving home now, and I'm at a red light. I'm at this red light, and I blacked out. And I knew that because I heard the horns that was, blowing, and I lost time. I lost time at that moment. So I called a friend. I said, hey, you got to talk to me on my way home. I'm tired, I'm exhausted. And she talked to me all the way home. So now I'm home, and I'm sitting on my patio before I can just go lay down. I said, let me just go to my patio, we all got our routines, So I went to my patio, I sat there, then my phone rang. And I noticed it was my sister, April, and she FaceTimed me. And she says, hey, your niece wants to speak to you. Her name is Naomi. At the time, she was 2. I said, oh, well, can I just call her back? I'm tired, it's been a long day, and I just think I need some rest. And she says, no. She keeps calling your name. They call me TT. Please talk to her. So Naomi got on the phone, and we're talking, and all of a sudden she said, I'm making faces at her. She said, you're being mean. You're making faces. And what I did not know was I was actually had the drooping going on in my face, and so that got my other sisters, her mom, my sister's attention. She came to the phone, and she kept me on the phone, and then she started going through the fast with me, the face drooping, the arms, and all that. So in the meantime, too, she was calling my sister, who was in the room today, D'Amica. And D'Amica showed up, and she actually got me to the hospital. But on our way to the hospital, you know what I did? Just go to urgent care right there, So we went to the urgent care, and while we're in there, I said, I'm too young for this. This cannot be happening to me. What is it? They got to find out what it is. So they came in there, and what happened was, what mostly does happen at times, is I was getting ready to be misdiagnosed with having Bell's palsy. So at that time, D'Amica had texted April and was like, she's not listening. We're at this emergency room, and so my sister April called the emergency room. She's a physician assistant, and she said, hey, my sister's having a stroke. I seen her, I know what's going on. So then I said, okay. They said, the doctors came back and said, you're on your way to the hospital. Someone noticed that you do know that you're having a stroke. So at that time, they said, well, we need to get you to the hospital immediately. What did I do? Well, no, I'm cool. Now my sister's here. I need to go home. I need to get something to wear. Then we can go see, what's going on, because we have to press through. I didn't know what was going on with me. So at the time, on my way to the ambulance, the doctors, I got there. The ambulance did take me, and while I was in there, they did diagnose me with having a mini stroke, a warning stroke, a stroke that most people don't even realize that they're having. And I had had several, according to the doctors. But they also told me if I hadn't answered that phone that day, that would have been the last time. So even though they said that, I do serve a God that I know that the reason why I answered that phone, and to this day, I continue to answer the phone for anybody that calls, because you just never know. And I appreciate the Heart Association as well for allowing me to share my story, because I sat in that bed and I said, the moment I'm able to get out of this bed and go through my therapy, I will continue to use my voice, because I didn't know the signs, but my sister did. My 2-year-old niece did. But I didn't, but now I do. And I make sure I share that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys being here. So I had the droopy face, and like a knucklehead, I made my wife stop at Starbucks on the way to the hospital. So I get you.
Yes.
Does anybody have anything they'd like to?
Yeah, sure.
Well, we appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate,
I was going to say something.
oh, sorry.
It's okay, President O'Grady, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story, Don. Really appreciate it. It takes a lot of courage. As we recognize Heart Month every year, I talk about how important it is for me and my family, as I had a mother who passed away 2.5 years ago from congestive heart failure, a grandmother who passed away from congestive heart failure and a heart attack, and as someone who currently goes to the Ross Heart Center to make sure that, I take all the necessary precautions so that isn't my fate as well. And so and we know the statistics. We know that a lot of things can be preventable with lifestyle changes and making sure that we take our blood pressure and exercise and eat right and do all the things, but making sure that we continue to raise awareness of the mortality rate that is associated with heart disease. And you know, as a woman of color, I know that I'm at risk. And so thank you for all that you all do, because you sharing your story will save someone's life. And talking about FAST and the warning signs absolutely is necessary. So thank you all for all that you continue to do in this space.
Thank you. All right.
You got a picture?
Yeah, we have a, get a picture, we have a, I think I spend more time on the Wi-Fi at the Ross than I do on the Wi-Fi here. Come on, yeah.
Thank you again.
All right. Well, thanks, guys, for helping us to better understand the Heart Month, and appreciate you guys being here today. Before we move on with the agenda, I would like to give the floor to Commissioner Crowley.
Thank you, President O'Grady. I just wanted to take a moment of personal privilege to recognize the Columbus Urban League Young Professionals for joining us this morning and shadowing me. If you are, I know we had some members leave, but if you are a member of the Columbus Urban League Young Professionals, please stand up so we can recognize you. Yeah. I want to shout out Adriana Gordon for organizing today's shadow session. They came to my office this morning and had breakfast. And for those of you who don't know what the Columbus Urban League Young Professionals is, it is an organization that is a vehicle for young professionals looking for an opportunity to serve the local community, as well as engage in impactful activities and programming that encourages personal, professional, and social growth. It is the goal of the organization to build a strong pipeline for future leaders and connect young professionals both within the local community and across the nation. I don't know, you're the Vice President, Rashawn, if you want to just say a quick few words about learning about the Board of Commissioners, what we do each and every day, and what your organization aims to do.
Thank you, Commissioner Crawley, and thank you to the Board of Commissioners. I am so elated to be here and honored to be here. I wouldn't imagine myself standing in front of you all, so thank you for the opportunity. But the Columbus Urban League Young Professionals has been an opportunity like none other. When I came back to Columbus, it was definitely something of finding community, and I found it here. This morning I was telling Commissioner Crawley that I've only been in this building once in my life, so to be in the commissioner's office and be able to talk to her one-on-one and just see that she is a real person and a real human and doing the work that we strive as young professionals to do and follow in the shoes of is definitely an honor, and the work of the commissioners, learning about the budgets and all the things that they deal with, it definitely gives you a different respect and perspective for them. So thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Commissioner O'Grady.
No problem. All right, to the Board of Commissioners.
Commissioner, we have minutes to approve.
Oh, I apologize. I need a motion for the approval of the minutes of the February 5th, 2026 briefing and the February 10th, 2026 general session.
So move.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes,
Thank you. The minutes have been approved.
thank you. The Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 9126. Resolution authorizing general fund support to the Franklin Soil and Water Conservation District for calendar year 2026.
Good morning, Commissioners. Zach Taleric with the Office of Management and Budget. This resolution would authorize the annual contribution from the county's general fund to the Franklin Soil and Water Conservation District. In working with the county drainage engineer during the budget process, we've identified $662,000 to be made for this payment. With us today is Jennifer Fish with Franklin Soil and Water Conservation District. I think Jennifer has a few words to say, and then pending any questions, would ask for your approval of this resolution.
Welcome, Jennifer. You can put they're on your right-hand side as a,
Oh, it goes down and up. And you can see me. Okay.
not quite as tall as Adrian.
No, not at all. Thank you so much for your support and your time this morning. In 2025, Franklin County experienced significant climate extremes with the top 10 hottest and summers and a very wet June, followed by a record-breaking dry late summer. We continue to expand our efforts to increase awareness and adoption of green infrastructure, including trees, rain gardens, rain barrels, and cisterns by residents, businesses, and nonprofits. This nature-based infrastructure provides relief from flooding and increases water availability during drought while keeping drinking water clean. With your continued support, we currently hold 34 conservation easements in one fee simple conservation area, Hell Branch Meadows, with over 750 acres of riparian corridor in Franklin County. Last year, we reached 19,221 students, and this is an increase from, in 2019, we reached 17,213 students. And you'll see a theme here. So last year for community backyards, we provided 279 rebates totaling over $118,000, reimbursing county residents for the purchase of rain barrels, compost bins, and native plants. In 2019, we distributed 1,238. We provided 1,658 stormwater compliance inspections. In 2019, we performed 823. And we participated in 68 community events around Franklin County in 2025, making face-to-face connections with 527 residents. In 2019, we participated in 45 events. So we're really trying to get ourselves, meet the need, get out there, and increase our reach every year with your support. So thank you so much.
All right. If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 9126.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes,
Resolution number 9126 has been adopted.
thank you, Jennifer. To the drainage engineer.
Resolution number 9226. Resolution authorizing a transfer of funds for the Stormwater Management Program.
Good morning, Commissioners. Nick Soulis, Government Affairs Liaison for Franklin County Engineer Adam Fowler. Mr. Fowler also serves as the Franklin County Drainage Engineer pursuant to contract with the Commissioners. Commissioners, this resolution authorizes a transfer of $1.3 million from the General Fund to the Stormwater Management Fund to cover operating and capital improvement expenses for the Drainage Engineer for the first half of 2026. Pending any questions, we ask for your approval.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 9226.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 9226 has been adopted.
Okay, to the engineer, and we have a public hearing for the first resolution. If you could, please read the public hearing.
Plans approved for the 2026 resurfacing program for various Franklin County roads, Franklin County, Ohio.
I'd like to open a public hearing for this resolution. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on this public hearing? Seeing none, I'd like to close the public hearing and have the clerk read the resolution into the record.
Resolution number 9326. Plans approved for the 2026 resurfacing program for various Franklin County roads, Franklin County, Ohio.
Commissioners, this resolution seeks plan approval for the 2026 resurfacing program. There are 5 roads associated with this program here this year: Alcar Road, Central College, Chatterton, Havens Corners, and Winchester Pike. Approval of this resolution, Commissioners, will allow us to advertise for bid and open bids, hoping to commence this project in the spring of 2026. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 9326.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 9326 has been adopted. Resolution number 9426. Resolution awarding contract and approving contract bond to V3 Construction Group Limited for the Zuber Road Plum Run Drainage Improvements Sections 2 and 3 project in the amount of $2,245,500.
Commissioners, this particular project is located in southwest Franklin County in Jackson Township. It is funded with OPWC dollars and seeks to improve drainage within the area. The competitive bids were advertised, and the bid opening was held on January 29, 2026, and V3 Construction Group was determined to be the lowest and best bidder. Pending any questions, we ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 9426.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 9426 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners. Have a great day.
You too.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Quarter.
Resolution number 9526. Resolution authorizing acceptance of a grant of funds from the Franklin County Alcohol, Drug, and Mental Health Board for the suicide investigator position within the Franklin County Coroner's Office, and authorizing the county administrator to sign the agreement in the amount of $100,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Patrick McLean, on behalf of Franklin County Coroner Dr. Nathaniel Overmeyer, and for my heart health friends, I can report that I dutifully took my Eliquis and my Carvedilol, and routinely visit the good folks at Ross Heart Health as well.
Good, good.
So I'm part of that team too.
Just like the rest of us. Good job.
That's right. Commissioners, this resolution is presented to you to authorize the acceptance of a grant award of $100,000 from Adam H. for 1 year, which will support the collaboration and expand data analytical and investigative capacity for suicide investigations to aid in prevention strategies and outreach activities. The award period will conclude at the end of this calendar year. The Coroner's Office has had a special suicide investigator and postvention specialist position in its office since 2021. In 2025, we lost funding for the position when the prior funder, the Suicide Prevention Foundation, lost a significant federal award. The grant offered by Adam H. to FCCO will allow us to continue this critical work related to the causes and prevention of suicide for the year ahead. And this resolution will allow the county commissioner or the county administrator to sign the contract on behalf of the commissioners. I also want to thank our partners at Adam H. for coming through for us and with us on this contract, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 9526.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 9526 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Emergency Management Agency.
Resolution number 9626. Resolution authorizing a contract with MCM Consulting Group Incorporated for a Franklin County commodity flow study in the amount of $54,949.45.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jeff Young, representing Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security. This resolution with MCM Consulting is brought forward in support of the Chemical Emergency Planning Advisory Council, known as CPAC. This advisory council is organized and functions as required under SARA Title III of the Superfund Reauthorization Act, as well as required by Chapter 3750 of the Ohio Revised Code. Part of CPAC's duties include comprehensive hazardous materials response planning, exercises, and community right to know. In support of these efforts, CPAC routinely undertakes commodity flow studies of the hazardous or regulated materials that are traveling to, through, and throughout Franklin County. Our last commodity flow study was undertaken approximately 5 years ago, and as part of our planned 5-year update cycle, Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security requested quotes for a 2026 commodity flow study. Of the responses, MCM Consulting Incorporated was deemed to be the best and lowest provider to enter into this contract that was prepared by Franklin County Purchasing and approved to form by the prosecutor's office. This contract is funded through state grant funds distributed by CPAC, by the State Emergency Response Commission, and Ohio EPA. I'll gladly answer any questions you may have and ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 9626.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crowley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 9626 has been adopted. Resolution number 9726, resolution authorizing a contract with Peraton Remote Tech for the provision of the delivery and supply of a bomb squad robot for the Columbus Fire Division, FBI certified Region 4 Bomb Squad, in the amount of $477,318.
Commissioners, this contract with Peraton Remote Tech for the purchase of a replacement bomb squad robot is part of our work to support the sustainment of public safety specialized teams, and in this case for the Columbus Fire Division through a state Homeland Security grant. Columbus Fire Division staffs one of 2 FBI certified bomb squads within our 15-county Homeland Security region. As part of that certification and best practices, a bomb squad robot is a required piece of equipment for any bomb or explosive response and assessment team, allowing the trained personnel to operate remotely to any likely or confirmed explosive device. The existing bomb robot has exceeded its service life and is not consistent with the most current technology, necessitating its replacement. This piece of equipment is similar to and compatible with a robot provided to the Franklin County Sheriff's Team in 2023, also through a contract with Peraton Remote Tech. The State Homeland Security grant reimbursed piece of equipment was procured with the assistance of Franklin County Purchasing through a competitive process and a contract approved to form by the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office, as well as the Ohio Emergency Management Grants Division. I will gladly answer any questions you may have and ask for your approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 9726.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crowley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 9726 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director. Animal Care Control.
Resolution number 9826, resolution authorizing a contract with Vestas Services, LLC for uniform rental, workplace supplies, garment processing, and laundry program services in the amount of $210,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. OneOhio, Fiscal Officer for Animal Care and Control. This resolution authorizes a supplemental contract with Vestas Service LLC for uniform rental services, supporting animal care control operations. This contract term runs from February 17, 2026 through January 31st, 2029, with a total contract amount not to exceed $210,000. Initial purchase order is in the amount of $70,000. This agreement provides significant cost savings compared to the previous vendor and supports continued uniform services necessary for daily operations and step safety. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 9826.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crowley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 9826 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you. The Office on Aging.
Resolution number 9926, resolution approving a contract extension with 13 vendors for home-delivered meals and emergency response systems, and the approval of a new contract for home-delivered meals in the amount of $90 million.
Good morning, Board of Commissioners and County Administration. Larice Cohens, Chief Financial Officer for the Office on Aging. The Franklin County Office on Aging administers its Senior Options Program, a consumer-focused care funded by the Senior Services Levy, which provides essential services that support older adults into remaining safe, healthy, and independent in their homes as well as communities. FCOA entered into contracts with multiple service vendors through a competitive procurement process to deliver home-delivered meals and emergency response systems. Due to continued and growing demand for services, FCOA seeks approval of a renewal with 13 existing vendors and approval of a new contract with one home-delivered meal provider to expand capacity for seniors, service capacity for seniors. Home-delivered meals, as well as emergency response systems, are essential senior option services that address nutrition, wellness, and personal safety for eligible older adults, particularly those with limited mobility, chronic health conditions, or other barriers to accessing community-based resources. The total amount of this contract is not to exceed $90 million, covering the original contract period through February 29, 2028. This investment ensures service capacity keeps pace with the growing demand and supports multiple goals outlined in the Rise Together Blueprint. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval Resolution 9926.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 9926 has been adopted. Resolution number 126, resolution authorizing a contract with Get Creative LLC to provide comprehensive consulting for creative, event, media, and strategic communications support aligned with FCOA's 2026 Communications and Outreach Strategic Action Plans in the amount of $184,809.60.
Thank you. The Franklin County Office on Aging has continued to expand its communications and outreach efforts to effectively promote programs, services, and initiatives supporting older adults, caregivers, and the broader community. This expansion includes increased use of traditional media, digital platforms, and in-person engagement through signature events and outreach initiatives. FCOA seeks to enter into a new contract agreement with Get Creative LLC to provide comprehensive media consultant services in support of its 2026 Communications and Outreach Strategic Action Plan. These services will strengthen agency visibility, ensure consistent messaging, and support high-quality storytelling across events, media placements, and community outreach. Get Creative will continue to work closely in coordination with Office on Aging leadership to ensure all deliverables align with agency priorities, brand standards, and the Aging Forward agenda. These services will support increased public awareness, community engagement, and clear mission-aligned storytelling. The Office on Aging requested approval of the contract with Get Creative LLC for consultant services for the period of January 1st, 2026 through December 31st, 2026, in the total amount not to exceed $184,809.60. Pending any questions, we will also respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for
Commissioner-
approval of Resolution 126.
Commissioner Crawley.
Sorry,
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Really
Oh,
quick.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to make, because I don't know if we mentioned this, and I wanted to make mention, first of all, Joy Bivens, Deputy County Administrator of Health and Human Services. Thank you to the Office on Aging, Get Creative. We had the State of the Seniors event, I think it was last week or week before. They're all running together. It was very well attended by the community. It gave an update on where we're at, where we're seniors, where we're going with our Age Forward plan that we are working on, strategic plan for, hopefully it's going to be a generational plan that will identify and allow us to plan for what is ahead for our aging population. So thank you to you and your team, Get Creative, and thank you to the commissioners for being proactive in pushing us in getting this done.
Okay, President O'Grady, might I add a comment? Yeah, I had the opportunity to stop by the State of the Seniors, and I just want to say it was really a beautiful thing because I know that the seniors who showed up that day, and it was a packed room, they were not only ready to learn more about resources, but to give input to what else we can do to better support their quality of life. And so I think I'd love to see more of that kind of thing, more of that engagement, but definitely A+ thumbs up for the program for sure.
Thank you.
I seconded already.
Yeah, it was moved and seconded, even though there was comment.
So voting, Commissioner Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 126 has been adopted. Resolution number 10126, resolution authorizing an agreement with the Regional Council of Governments for the Central Ohio Area Agency on Aging for case management services with the Office on Aging Senior Options Program in the amount of $5,336,997.
The Regional Council of Governments for the Central Ohio Area on Aging plans, funds, and delivers services designed to help older adults, as well as individuals with disabilities, remain safe and independent in their homes. In partnership with a network of area service providers, RCOG for the COAAA arranges and coordinates essential in-home and community-based support services, including homemaking, transportation, home-delivered meals, and personal care services. RCOG for the COAAA also provides education and resources to caregivers, professionals, and the public while advocating for programs and policies that support the well-being of older adults and individuals. FCOA seeks to enter into agreement with RCOG for the COAAA for the operation of the Senior Options Program. Under this agreement, the RCOG for COAAA, that's a real word, will provide direct face-to-face case management services for senior option participants who require in-person service support. COAAA for the RCOG for the COAAA will carry out ongoing case management activities in accordance with programs, protocols, policies, and guidelines established by the Franklin County Office on Aging. This contract also includes a select shared service provider quality improvement activities. This resolution will authorize in the contract agreement with Office on Aging and RCOG for the COAAA for case management services and other related work for the 2026 calendar year for a total of dollar amount not to exceed $5,336,997. This resolution supports goals number 9 and 10 of the Franklin County Rise Together Blueprint, and pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 101-26.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting, Commissioner Crawley,
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 10126 has been adopted. Resolution number 10226, resolution authorizing 46 grant agreements with various Franklin County nonprofit organizations that will provide services and programming in order to promote and support access to the social determinants of health for seniors in the amount of $3,762,093.
Each year, the Franklin County Office on Aging receives grant funding to provide specialized services to older adults, supporting their ability to live independently and with dignity in the community. For the current levy cycle, FCOA continues to strategically align its grant awards to support projects that address one or more domains in the social determinants of health, with the goal of achieving healthy outcomes. Office on Aging solicited grant proposals from various Franklin County nonprofit organizations for innovative or expanded programming and services that will enhance the quality of life for older adults. Office on Aging will award 46 grant agreements aligned across all 5 social determinants of health domains, and the amounts are as follows. For economic stability, they will receive a total of $331,000 to fund 6 projects. Social and community contacts will receive $1,699,093 to fund 19 projects. Education access and quality will receive $30,000 to fund 1 project. Healthcare access and quality will receive $1,284,500 to fund 15 projects. And lastly, neighborhood and built environment will receive $417,500 to fund 5 projects. The Office on Aging wishes the authorization of grant agreements with these various Franklin County nonprofit organizations that provide senior services and programming in order to promote and support access to the social determinants of health in the total dollar amount of $3,762,093 for the 2026 calendar year. This resolution supports goals number 1, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, and 11 of the Franklin County Rise Together Blueprint. Pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions.
Commissioners, excuse me, we have a speaker slip that was submitted for this resolution.
Please.
So would the person who submitted the speaker slip please come to the podium? Eric, if you're in the room, thank you. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. Please start by stating your name for the record, and you'll be given a 1-minute warning on that timer right there that's on the podium when you have 1 minute left.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Eric Kazmerzak. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
My name is Eric Kazmerzak, and I serve as the Director of Development and Stability at Mod Living here in Columbus. Our organization provides critical home repairs for low-income homeowners, seniors, veterans, and individuals with disabilities throughout Franklin County. In my role, I regularly visit homes where residents are living in conditions that would concern any of us, including unsafe electrical systems, leaking roofs, failing plumbing, and serious accessibility barriers. These are not abandoned properties. These are homes owned by longtime Franklin County residents who worked their entire lives, raised families here, and contributed to our community. Many now live on fixed incomes and simply cannot afford major repairs. In most cases, it does not take a large investment to stabilize these homes. A repaired roof prevents displacement. A safe bathroom prevents falls and emergency room visits. An accessibility ramp or doorway modification allows someone to remain independent rather than entering into assisted living permanently or prematurely. When we talk about affordable housing, we often focus on building new units. That is important, but preserving existing homes is just as critical. Every home we stabilize protects neighborhood integrity, prevents homelessness, and reduces long-term public cost. Home preservation is housing stability. It also economic stability and public health stability. I appreciate the county's continued leadership in supporting community development and housing initiatives. Mod Living is committed to being a strong community partner, and we welcome the opportunity to collaborate in ways to expand access to safe, stable housing for Franklin County residents. On behalf of Mod Living, myself, and our Executive Director, Denise Nimhart, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your service to our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
DCA Bivens?
Thank you so much for being here. Following, I would like to connect you with our CFO, Louise Cohen from Office on Aging, so we can inform you when our home repair RFP is coming up, as well as possibly connecting you to Morpsey, who also, I believe, takes applications for home repairs and they may be looking for opportunities for contractors as well. So we would like to talk to you following.
Wonderful, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for coming in.
If there are no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 10226.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 10226 has been adopted. Resolution number 10326, resolution authorizing a grant agreement with The Ohio State University Foundation that will provide services and programming to promote and support access to the social determinants of health for seniors in Franklin County in the amount of $27,900.
This resolution authorizes a grant agreement with the Ohio State University Foundation to support its Senior Series program. This initiative addresses the neighborhood and built environment domain of the social determinants of health by offering community-based learning and engagement opportunities that foster connection and quality of life for older adults. FCOA solicit the grant proposals from various Franklin County nonprofit organizations for innovative or expanded programs and services that will enhance the quality of life for older adults. FCOA wishes to award a grant agreement with the Ohio State University's Foundation in the total amount not to exceed $27,900. I apologize. For the Ohio State University Foundation to provide senior services and programming for the social determinants of health for the 2026 calendar year. This resolution also supports goals number 9, 8, and 10 of the Franklin County Rise Together Blueprint. And pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 10326.
Second?
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 10326 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 10426, review of a petition to annex 15.3 acres more or less from Jackson Township to the city of Grove City, case number ANX 126.
Good morning, County Commissioners. Ramir Fitzpatrick, Planning Administrator with Economic Development and Planning. This resolution is to consider an expedited Type 2 annexation petition of 15.3 acres more or less from Jackson Township to the city of Grove City. The area to be annexed includes one parcel, Franklin County Auditor's parcel number 160-002601, located at 5713 Hawn Road. The City of Grove City has passed a resolution indicating that services will be provided once the annexation is approved. The petition meets all statutory requirements as outlined in Section 709.021 and Section 709.023 of the Ohio Revised Code. Pending any questions, we will respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 10426.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 10426 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Job and Family Services.
Resolution number 10526, resolution approving a subaward agreement with Epic Youth for the provision of youth mentoring programs and services in the amount of $175,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration. Carmen Barnes, Chief Operating Officer, Job and Family Services. Our agency partners with Epic Youth, formerly known as ICE, to offer mentoring programs for youth ages 12 through 18 who are referred by the agency's Family Stabilization Unit. Their holistic mentoring program supports the needs of youth by offering leadership development, social-emotional learning, resiliency training, and creative arts. Under this agreement, Epic Youth will continue to provide mentoring services and youth development for no less than 40 youth referred by FSU. This resolution fulfills a long-term action step of the Rise Together Blueprint Goal number 11, and pending any questions, I respectfully ask for your approval of this resolution.
There are no comments or questions. Move for approval of Resolution 10526.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 10526 has been adopted. Resolution number 10626, resolution approving a contract agreement with Jewish Family Services for the Ohio Works First Work Activity Services and Management in the amount of $1,800,000.
A central component of the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families program, which in Ohio is known as Ohio Works First, or OWF, is the emphasis on work. Per federal regulations, adult OWF recipients, with few exceptions, must participate in specified work activities as a condition of receiving cash benefits. We have historically partnered with community organizations to help administer the program to meet the work participation requirements and avoid sanctions. Jewish Family Services was selected through a competitive procurement process that we held in the summer of 2024. Under this agreement, Jewish Family Services will continue the day-to-day operations of managing the OWF work-required activities for approximately 600 OWF residents per month. Pending any questions, I ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 10626.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 10626 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Justice Policy and Programs.
Resolution number 10726, resolution authorizing a contract with the Cornerstone Promise Incorporated for the provision of transitional recovery housing for justice-involved females with identified substance use disorders who are preparing for release from incarceration in the amount of $33,687.
This resolution authorizes a good morning. I'm sorry. Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. Ernest Stockton, Director of Justice Policy and Programs.
This resolution authorizes a contract with Cornerstone Promise Incorporated for the provision of transitional recovery housing for justice-involved females with identified substance use disorders who preparing for release from incarceration. This contract in the amount of $33,687 will have a project period of December 1st, 2025 to December 31st, 2026. Referrals for housing services will be made for female residents involved in OJPP's Female Pathways program. For this contract period, 2 beds will be supported for the total of 748 bed nights, providing housing services for 8 to 10 residents. This project is a grant-funded contract, so it will not be utilizing general funds. It will be supported by the COSIP and RSAT funding. Pending any questions, we respectfully ask for your approval.
Commissioner?
Please.
Thank you, Director. For this resolution, can you talk to me about, so it says in here that there will be an average stay of 90 days. Is that true? For a per diem rate of $45 and per night. What activities or services will be provided as during their stay to make sure that they have permanent supportive housing? Will there be wraparound services provided as well, or is this just, we'll give them a place to stay for up to 90 days and then send them on their way?
Absolutely. Thank you for that question, Commissioner Crawley. So each resident is expected to stay up to 90 days average with an option for a 90-day extension if clinically appropriate. So the services that are included, the 45 per diem covers housing, furnishings, utilities, Wi-Fi, and amenities, plus immediate support services. So monitoring, move-in kits, access to case management, peer support, behavioral health interventions, and, of course, OJPP staffing follow-up. Residents also get hygiene items and ongoing well-being checks throughout their stay there as well.
And so how will our neighbors get connected to this resource? Are they getting connected through the Rapid Resource Center? How will they know about the service?
Yes, so the referrals they primarily come through OJPP's Female Pathways program, but what we also do is we identify the eligible participants pre-release from them getting released, and then we coordinate placement into transitional housing for them so we can reduce the gaps from them coming in. So we start
You did
post
say pathway. You did
pre-release.
say Pathways program. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. If there's no additional comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 10726.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 10726 has been adopted. Resolution number 10826. Resolution authorizing 7 subgrant awards for community-based services for individuals diverted from the prison system and/or at high risk for future criminal justice involvement under the FY 2026 through 2027 Targeted Community Alternatives Prison Grant Program in the amount of $329,664.99.
This resolution authorizes 7 subgrant awards for community-based services for individuals diverted from the prison system and/or at risk of future criminal justice involvement. This is under the Target Community Alternative to Prison, or TCAP, grant program, and it is in the amount of $329,664.99. The organizations receiving the subgrant awards includes Franklin County CBCF, which is the Community-Based Correctional Facility, Hope Dealer Community Incorporated, Make a Day, Ours Brothers Keepers, Reset Tomorrow, Think, Make, Live Youth, and Vincentian, Ohio Action Network, DBA Arch Reentry. These organizations provide a wide range of services to residents, including transitional housing, workforce development, violence prevention, peer support, linkages to care, and access to reentry support services. All 7 agreement projects fall within the January 1st, 2026 to December 31st, 2026 period. Pending any questions, we respectfully ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I do. Do you mind? I have a question. Director, I see some of them go through January through December 2026 for the project period, and then some just go through June, the end of June. I'm just curious to know how come those aren't through December as well? Like make a day just as project period through January 1st through June 30th, Ours Brothers Keeper. So just wondering what,
Okay. Well, Commissioner, I'm looking at that too. I just noticed that, that time of period. I'm not quite sure why that time is laid out like that, but I'll be glad to find out, research, and get back with you today.
okay, all right, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, no additional comments or questions. Move for approval 10826.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 10826 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Purchasing.
Resolution number 10926, resolution authorizing contract modifications and extensions with 29 providers for consolidated county transportation services in the amount of $39,380,000.
Good morning, Commissioners and County Administration.
Morning.
Megan Perry-Balanier, Director of Purchasing. This resolution would authorize contract modifications and extensions with 29 providers of county transportation services. These providers offer Lyft, non-Lyft, and escort services for clients of the Department of Job and Family Services, the Office of Justice Policy and Programs, the Office on Aging, and the Veterans Services Commission. This resolution would authorize a 2-year extension period with a 2% fee increase for all providers, resulting in a not-to-exceed amount of $39,380,000. One additional 1-year extension remains available under the contract. Pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 10926.
Second. Oops, I'm sorry.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting.
February, and I haven't figured out how to stop doing that.
Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 10926 has been adopted. Resolution number 11026, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $2,180,950.23.
Commissioners, this resolution requests your approval of 100 purchase orders. County Auditor has pre-certified available funding, and pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 11026.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 11026 has been adopted. Resolution number 11126, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $10,175.
This resolution, Commissioners, requests your approval of 3 purchase orders. Funding has been pre-certified, and pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 11126.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Abstain.
Resolution number 11126 has been adopted with Commissioner Boyce's noted abstention. Resolution number 11226, resolution approving 1 purchase order for the Franklin County Board of Commissioners Agency in the amount of $1,680.
And finally, Commissioners, this resolution requests your approval of 1 purchase order. Funding has been pre-certified by the County Auditor, and pending any questions, I respectfully request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 11226.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Abstain.
Resolution number 11226 has been adopted with Commissioner O'Grady's noted abstention.
Thank you, Commissioners.
So ridiculous.
Thank you.
That one's the airport.
Mr. President, can I move on to the Board
Oh,
of
I'm sorry,
Commissioners?
to the Board of Commissioners, sure you can.
Resolution number 11326, resolution approving a pipeline relocation agreement with Columbia Gas of Ohio Incorporated for $340,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jesse Armstrong, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, on behalf of Franklin County Prosecutor Shayla Favor. This resolution would approve a pipeline relocation agreement with Columbia Gas of Ohio.
Under this agreement, Columbia Gas would move the existing 4-inch natural gas service line, which services this downtown courthouse facility. That is to make way for the future demolition and construction project on the county's downtown facility project. Total cost of the relocation would not exceed $340,000. Pending any questions, I would request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for approval of Resolution 11326.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Yes.
Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 11326 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Resolution number 11426, resolution to authorize the best person in the county, I'm sorry, that's not what it said. Resolution to authorize Brittany A. Razik in her official capacity as a secretary to the OneOhio Region 1 Board arising out of national prescription opiate litigation.
No. Oh, sorry.
I would say, I get it. There's a first for everything.
Good morning, Commissioners, County Administration. Michael Vermond, Assistant Director of Community Appointments. This resolution does seek to reauthorize Brittany A. Razik in her official capacity as the Secretary to the OneOhio Region 1 Board arising out of national prescription opiate litigation. The term would last until December 31st of 2026. Pending any questions, we respectfully ask for your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, I move for approval of Resolution 11426.
Second.
Moved and seconded voting, Commissioner Crawley.
Sure.
Commissioner
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 11426 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Clerk, do we have any journalizations?
We do not.
All right.
Being
Could I
conducted-
do a personal?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Commissioner Boyce, personal point.
Thank you, Commissioner O'Grady, for the personal point of privilege. I'd like to take a minute to just thank and recognize all of those folks who came out for our Soul Talk conversation. This year we did things a little different. We partnered with the City of Grace Church, and it grew so much we couldn't even have it at the church. We had to move it across the street to the Afrocentric School, where we had nearly 1,300 folks come up and show up for a conversation around mental health and, more importantly, access to services throughout our community that exists for their own mental health journey. But I'd be remiss if I didn't take a minute, Commissioner O'Grady, Commissioner Crawley, to first start by thanking you, my colleagues, for your support in this conversation. We know that in order to be the best Franklin County that we can be, to serve every resident every day in service, progress, and excellence, that that we are only as strong as those who are most challenged among us. And investing in our residents' mental health is something that this Board of Commissioners has been doing for quite some time. I think leading the way in the nation around a conversation that mental health is physical health. I'd also like to take a minute to thank some of the agencies that really put a lot of energy, time, and resources into helping us pull off what was a tremendous event. Public Affairs, to begin with, has been undergirding us in this project from day one, and we appreciate the entire team for their work and support to ensure that we're able to deliver this service and conversation to the community. To the JFS staff across the board, from the men's unit to all of those just across the way, Aaron and David and all the folks who have been just a tremendous part. Couldn't do this stuff without you. And even in their own personal journeys, they've been able to ensure that things don't go off without a hitch. I always get nervous right before they go, and I feel like nothing's organized, nothing's together, but somehow they pull it together and make it work. And I want to recognize especially those folks. To my staff, they have to put up with me in these times, and they grind it out, and at the end of the day, are able to put on a good event, and they really hold it together to make sure that it happens, because we have to juggle different parts, from the administration to my colleagues to the folks who are partnered with in the community and agencies, and to everything in between, and then me, certainly. I'd be remiss if I didn't recognize them for their support and help. And then certainly DCA Bivens, it's hard to get something done that is not an everyday kind of Franklin County delivery. If you sort of break the lines of the discussion or the work, it's very difficult to do that, because this machine is intense, and we do a lot to impact the work. Each commissioner has their specialty areas, and we're churning out different programs, processes, and different things every day. Some of it folks never see, but it's there and it's at the heart of it. But when you deviate from that system, it really takes people like DCA Bivens to help sort of guide you and navigate you through some of that work to get us there. And I'd be remiss if I didn't just especially thank you for just backing us up. She knows right when to come in, too. She lets all the systems work, and then I see her show up, and we don't even have to communicate anymore. She's like, I know what you think, and I got it, you know, and I really appreciate that about you. Thank you so much. Did I leave anybody out, DCA? Yeah, and then all of the county. I mean, it was all hands on deck, as it always is when we do this work. And I'm just telling you, when you go, every single time I have people come up to me, look me in the eye with tears in their eye and say, thank you. We appreciate the work. We're helpful. And everybody's on their own journey. And so that's the beauty about a conversation in mental health, whether you've lost a loved one or dealing with personal challenges yourself. Sometimes you just need a hand to help guide you to the right resources so that you can stabilize your own life and continue to be a great resident of Franklin County and Central Ohio. And that's what the conversation is all about. How do we make you a better you so that we can be a better Franklin County? And that's really the premise of the conversation. So to all those who support us and came out, thank you. We've got a year ahead of us where we're going to really try to create more partnerships like we did with City of Grace. And again, I just got to shout out to Pastor Young, who's just a tremendous partner. Absolutely love working with him. That is my brother. And I mean, he just has a vision and an authenticity to him that I think is going to change this city and change Central Ohio for the better in the long term. And we're reloading with religious leadership, and he's at the forefront of that. And I think that's everybody. So thank you so much. Oh.
I just wanted to make mention, just really quick, Commissioners Joy Bivens, Deputy County Administrator of Health and Human Services. We had folks that came from across the country, and I'm speaking to all of you, and what they said was, we've never seen government do this before. We've never seen government do this before. And now you're receiving phone calls from other leaders from across the country asking for you all and your presence to come and just kind of download what your special recipe is for innovation. So I will be meeting with each of your offices to discuss those things.
And DCA Bivens, I mean, I just can't think of anything we do where literally thousands of people show up to an event to be a part of something that we do. We've got some mobile unit tours scheduled. You know, people will show up, it'll be good. We've got community events that Commissioner Crawley does, and it's always very well attended and very engaged. But when we have this mental health conversation, I'm telling you, folks show up and they are on the edge of their seat, ready to go. We made it a little fun this time, a little engaged, and took a little different approach. But I was just, my heart was warmed with the progress that we're making. And then we passed out the mental health booklet. It's like a yellow pages or white pages of mental health resources, and that book is growing because we have a number of providers and clinicians who said, please add me in the book. Please, we want to be of service to the community. And so, and there's something in there for everybody. And so I'm really excited about where we're headed. So thank you very much. Thank you, Commissioner.
No problem. As we adjourn today, we had a great meeting. We started with Black History Month and National Heart Awareness Month. We ended with Soul Talks and mental health awareness and the work that Commissioner Boyce has been doing. Did not have time today to discuss the voting and the attacks on our voting process. I have indicated to the folks here on the dais, to my colleagues, that I am going to focus this year on the attacks on the voting process and on the electoral process. So next week, be prepared. We were going to have a conversation, just a short, brief conversation about the importance of elections, the importance of free and fair elections, and the fact that this elections should be held at the state and local level and administered at the state and local level, not at the national level. So thank you, Commissioner Boyce, for the work that you did. Thank you to all of our friends the Pan-Hellenic, the Divine Nine that were here today. Thank you to our guests from the Urban League. We had a great meeting today. We are adjourned.